Complete Preliminary for Schools Students' Book by Emma Haderman and Peter May. Published by Cambridge University Press and Cambridge Assessment English, 2019. This recording is copyright. Unit 1. Listening, Part 2. Exercise 3.
For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. You will hear two friends talking about the kind of flat they would like to live in.
Wouldn't it be great to live right at the top of that block of flats, with views across the city?
Nice views are fine, but I'm not very keen on lifts. I think I'd rather be on the ground floor. It'd be good to live in a building that's not far from a bus stop, too.
Or an underground station.
Right. But the most important thing for me would be to have my own room, so it'd have to be a 3-bedroom apartment.
I don't mind sharing with my brother, so 2 would be enough for me.
2. You will hear a boy telling his friend about changing school.
I haven't seen you for a long time. How do you feel now about your new school?
Well, before I moved at the beginning of January, I thought it'd be difficult to make friends with people in my new class, but they've given me a really warm welcome. Of course, I'm a bit sad that I don't see anyone from my previous school, but there's nothing I can do about that. My studies seem to be going better than I'd expected too, so making the change hasn't been too hard, really.
Three. You will hear a girl talking about a trip to the beach.
How was your day out?
Great. The bus left early on Saturday, so I had to get up at 5 a.m. But that meant we got to the beach really early.
Did you go for a swim?
Yes. I thought I would enjoy that, but it was a bit cold, so we hired a little boat instead and sailed round the bay. That was fun too, but not as much as having a game of volleyball. We're going there again in July, when it'll be too hot for beach sports. But swimming in the sea will be wonderful.
4. You will hear two friends talking about the town where they live.
It's quite a good place to live, isn't it? I mean, for a small town.
Yes, and it's probably about the right size too. In bigger places there are problems like street crime, especially at night. But here you feel safe anywhere, really.
That's true, although everywhere you go round here, the roads are really busy. All that noise and pollution is horrible early in the morning.
I know. I wish people would walk or go by bike instead.
Five. You will hear a boy talking to a friend about a shop.
I don't really know this part of town. Where's the best place to buy a t-shirt?
The little shop on the corner isn't bad. The range of things there is a bit limited, but just about everything is amazingly good value, especially if you compare it to the bigger shops.
The one opposite the station?
Yes, you can find almost anything you want there, but it always seems to be really crowded, with lots of people waiting to pay because it's short of staff.
Thanks. I'll definitely avoid that one.
6. You will hear two friends talking about their homes.
I like my room, though I haven't got much space for my things.
Mine's about the right size, really, but I know what you mean. My cupboards and shelves are far too small.
At least mine's got big windows, so I get plenty of sunshine.
I do too, though it's a pity I can't turn the central heating up in winter.
Does it get noisy? It can do at my place, especially in the morning rush hour.
My flatmate complains about traffic noise waking her up too. But I'm on the inside of the building, so I hardly notice it.
Unit 1. Speaking, Part 1. Exercise 7.
How old are you, Alba?
I'm 15. My birthday was in March.
And where do you come from?
I live in Manresa, a town about 60 kilometers from Barcelona.
Who do you live with?
With my parents and my little brother, Miquel, who's still at primary school.
How do you go to school?
I usually go by bus, though in spring and summer, I sometimes walk.
What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Well, I really like seeing my friends in the evenings and at weekends, but I often stay at home and read.
Unit 2. Grammar. Exercise 2.
Emily is a 16-year-old school student. She's here with us today to talk about the 6 months she spent in Mexico. Hello, Emily.
Hi.
Where did you go last year?
I went to Mexico to stay with a Mexican family for 6 months as an exchange student. I went to school every day, and I had to wear a uniform. In Canada, I don't know anybody who wears a uniform.
Where did you stay?
I stayed with Alicia and her family in Mexico City. Alicia's my age, and we got on really well.
Why did you choose Mexico City?
I wanted to improve my Spanish. Mexico City is the capital, of course, and it's also the largest Spanish-speaking city in the world.
Did you speak Spanish before you went?
Yes, I did. I studied French and Spanish at school in Canada, and I thought I was good at languages. But when I got to Mexico, I couldn't say anything. It was awful.
How did you feel when you first arrived?
To tell you the truth, when I arrived, I was scared. Mexico City is so different from my hometown. It's enormous.
Did you like the city?
I liked it a lot. You see, there's so much to see and do, unlike St. Andrews, my hometown. There are shopping centers, museums, large cinemas with a choice of films, and then there are restaurants with food from all over the world.
What about school? What subjects did you study?
I did maths, chemistry, biology, Spanish, and lots of other subjects.
Did you enjoy the experience?
Oh, yes, I did. I'm really glad I went there. My Spanish got better, and I even began to dream in Spanish. I made so many really good friends, and Alicia is coming to stay with my family very soon.
Thank you, Emily. And if you'd like to know more about being an exchange student, contact us.
Unit 2. Pronunciation. Exercise 6. 1.
I stayed with Alicia and her family.
2.
I wanted to improve my Spanish.
3.
I liked the city a lot.
Unit 2. Pronunciation. Exercise 7.
D. Arrived. Lived. Stayed. Studied. T. Helped. Liked. Washed. Watched. Id. Decided. Invited. Needed. Wanted.
Unit 2. Grammar. Exercise 2.
It was my second week. The sun was shining, and I was feeling good. I was walking to school with Alicia when we saw a group of dogs. We were frightened, and we didn't know what to do.
Unit 2. Grammar. Exercise 3.
Suddenly, a woman appeared from nowhere and she started screaming at the dogs. The dogs ran off. We said, "Gracias," and went to school.
Unit 2. Grammar. Exercise 7.
One morning, Alicia woke up early for school and she went downstairs. I was talking loudly to my dad in the kitchen. We stopped talking and I said, "Look outside. There's 20 centimeters of snow on the ground. We'll have to ski to school." Alicia was feeling excited and nervous at the same time. Snow in Mexico City is very rare, and she didn't know how to ski. I helped her to put on the skis. As we were setting off for school, one of the neighbors shouted, "Everything is closed. No school today." We took off our skis and we started playing in the snow.
Unit 2. Listening, Part 1. Exercise 3.
For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. What do the students need to bring tomorrow?
Just before you leave, listen carefully, everybody. Don't forget we're meeting outside the train station for the cycling trip. Lunch will be provided, so you don't have to bring any food, but don't forget a water bottle. It may be hot. Please don't bring anything valuable. As there really won't be anything to buy on the way, you definitely won't need any extra money.
Two. What time does the girls' school start?
Hannah Brown, it's 9:10. You're late again. What happened this time?
I'm really sorry, Miss Fulham. I left my homework at home, so I went back for it. Then I missed the bus, and the next one was at 8:30. There was a terrible traffic jam, so I got off the bus and ran the rest of the way.
Yes, but you know that you should be here by 9:10. Make sure it doesn't happen again.
Three. Where does the boy live?
Hi, it's Jack here. Do you still fancy going to the swimming pool later? George lives near the pool, so he might want to come too. Shall we meet outside the cinema? You know, on the road where I used to live. And if you like, we can get a takeaway afterwards. They've opened a great pizza place next door to my house. Let me know what you think. Bye.
Four. Where did the boy find his football boots?
Have you seen my football boots anywhere? I brought them home from training yesterday. They were wet, so I left them in the kitchen to dry, and now I can't find them.
Dad was tidying up this morning. Have you looked in the cupboard in the hall?
Yes, but they weren't there. Wait a minute. What's in that bag over there? Oh, here they are.
Five. What did the girl eat before she came home?
Hi, Julia. How was your day? I'm just having a sandwich. Would you like one?
No, thanks, Dad. My friends in Year 10 were selling cakes after school, so I had one of those. It was really good.
I guess they're still collecting money for their trip.
Yes, they are.
Anyway, we're having my homemade burgers tonight. They should be ready by about 7.
6. What are the two friends going to buy Paul for his birthday?
It's Paul's birthday next weekend. We should get him something. We got him a book about his favourite band last year.
Oh yeah, that's right. But his sister had bought him the same one, so he took it back to the shop. He got a book about surfing instead, didn't he?
Yes, that's right. I know. My brother's reading a new spy thriller. It's set in Italy, and he says it's really exciting. Let's get him that.
OK.
7. What is the weather forecast for tomorrow?
Best of luck with the tennis competition, Vicky. It's tomorrow, isn't it?
Thanks, Joe. They might have to cancel it. It hasn't stopped raining all day today, and we're playing outdoors.
Have you looked it up on the internet? It says on this page that it's going to be cloudy but dry. It won't be sunny, though.
That's okay. I don't like playing when it's hot, but I'll take my sun cream just in case.
Unit 2. Speaking, Part 3. Exercise 1.
Have you got a moment, Gareth?
Yeah, go on.
Well, you know our teachers want us to vote on a new school subject. Can we talk about them first?
Sure.
Shall we start with creative writing?
Okay, go on.
Don't you think it would be a great idea? I'd love to learn how to write fiction.
I don't think many of our classmates will agree with you. How about communication skills? Our teachers often ask us to give presentations, and I'm sure knowing how to speak to large groups will be useful in the future.
Good point. Let's talk about another subject. Then we can decide. Perhaps our teachers could teach us how to manage money. You know, how to save and how not to spend too much.
Do you really think so? None of us earn money, so we can't save or spend.
That's my point. Whenever we get money, we go out and spend it.
I think it'd be better to do something like bicycle repair so that I can mend the tyres on my bike.
I don't agree. Some of us don't have bikes. What's left on the list? Let's see. What about learning how to look after a home? That's home economics. You know, how to cook and clean or how to fix the washing machine.
I'm not sure about that one.
Nor am I.
Yeah, I'd prefer to do computer programming, and then we could design some cool new games.
That's true, but I still think communication skills is the best option.
So do I. Let's go for that.
Unit 2. Speaking, Part 3. Exercise 3. 1.
Shall we start with creative writing?
2.
How about communication skills?
3.
Good point. Let's talk about another subject.
4.
I don't agree. Some of us don't have bikes.
5.
I'm not sure about that one.
6.
Let's go for that.
Unit 3. Listening, Part 4. Exercise 3.
You will hear a radio interview about a young photographer called Ryan Parilla. For each question, choose the correct answer.
Today I'm talking to journalist Amy Ortega about the teenage photographer Ryan Parilla, who turned his hobby into a successful career. Why, Amy, did Ryan post his early pictures on Instagram?
He knew other photographers usually try to have theirs published in magazines, but he hoped that with Instagram he could receive comments from across the world, getting to know people online and perhaps also in real life by traveling overseas. The result is he has become well known internationally, attracting the attention of companies such as Nike, who have since given him work. Ryan has around 100,000 people following him on Instagram, with thousands of likes and comments for every photo.
What does he most like to photograph?
He recently took an amazing photo of birds following a ferry he was on while in Mexico. But Ryan grew up in New York, and what he really loves is getting pictures of his city, its sights, and those who live there. He considers photography an art form because it lets him catch life and ordinary people through his own eyes.
Which does he feel are his best photos?
He's taken great photos from the roof of his 54-story Manhattan building just as the city's waking up. But the ones he's most proud of are those he hadn't intended to take until he suddenly saw something surprising, like a skateboarder flying through the air, and he knew it was the right moment for a picture.
What kind of camera did he begin with?
He's been taking photos since he was 9, and nowadays he chooses from the latest models, but most of his early photos were taken with the camera on his sister's phone. Before that, though, he began with an old one belonging to his dad, which he'd found lying around in the house. By the age of 12, photography was changing his life.
What happened when he was 12?
He started taking photos around New York. At home, his dad noticed Ryan seemed to be on his computer, and he thought Ryan was playing video games, but actually, he was busy teaching himself about photography and looking up information about it.
What advice does Ryan have for other young photographers?
He warns against choosing a particular type of photography just because it's cool, and instead advises them to do whatever brings them pleasure. He also believes that thinking you can't achieve what you want while you're young is a mistake. And Ryan's amazing career shows just how true that is.
Unit 3. Vocabulary. Exercise 1.
Hi, Jack. I forgot I'm playing tennis later, and I've left all my things at home. Can you find them for me? And could you bring them with you later?
Sure. I'll go and look for them in your room now. Where's your racket?
You'll see that as soon as you walk in. It's lying on the floor just in front of the wardrobe.
Right. I'm just opening the door. Yes, there it is.
Great. Now, there should also be some tennis balls, 4, I think, on the shelf that's opposite the window. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
They're actually behind the clock there.
Yes, all 4 are there. I'll bring those too. What else?
My trainers. Do you see the small table next to my bed? Well, they're under that.
I've got them. Is that everything?
Just one more thing. Could you get my t-shirt?
Sure. Where is it?
If you look inside the wardrobe, on the right, you'll see it on the shelf above the one where my jeans are. And that's all.
Okay. If I can find a big enough bag, I think I can carry everything.
Thanks, Jack.
No problem. See you later.
Unit 3. Pronunciation. Exercise 6. 1.
Where do you fancy going this evening?
2.
What kind of music do you enjoy listening to at home?
3.
What are you planning to do at the weekend?
4.
Do you remember going away on holiday when you were younger?
5.
Do you ever forget to bring anything to your lessons?
6.
What would you like to do tomorrow?
Unit 3. Vocabulary. Exercise 5.
Hi, Ava. Are you and Megan going away on holiday soon?
Yes, on Saturday. We want to set off very early in the morning.
Are you going to the coast?
No, we went off beach holidays a long time ago. There are always too many people. We've decided to take up skiing instead. We're off to the Alps.
Do you know how to ski?
Not really. That's why I'm going to put my name down for lessons.
I tried skiing once, but I found it really difficult. After 3 days, I gave up and went home.
Well, the lessons go on until the afternoon every day, so I hope I can improve quickly. I'm really looking forward to trying anyway.
Yes, I'm sure you'll have a great time.
Unit 3. Speaking, Part 2. Exercise 2.
In this photo, I can see some boys, teenage boys, and they're skateboarding. The boy at the front is wearing a red cap, a purple t-shirt and light grey trousers, and I think his skateboard is blue with white wheels. They're on a road, but it looks like a very quiet road because there are no cars moving on it. In the background, there are some buildings, so it seems they're in a city. But there are a lot of trees too, so maybe it's not the centre of the city. There also appear to be some traffic lights behind them, and possibly that's why there aren't any cars coming. The weather looks cloudy. It's not a sunny day, but I don't think it's cold, so it's probably in the middle of the day.
Unit 4. Starting off. Exercise 2.
Where did you go on holiday, Sonia?
Well, I went to Marrakesh with my family.
Marrakesh? Where's that?
It's a city in Morocco, North Africa.
What did you do there?
Well, you know my dad. He loves to see everything, so we went sightseeing almost every day.
Did you see a lot of things?
Yeah, we looked around so many palaces, mosques and museums, and of course I took lots of photos. You've seen them, haven't you?
I think so. Do you like visiting museums?
It's okay, but I prefer going shopping. And wow, in Marrakesh, the souks are amazing.
What's a souk?
It's an open-air marketplace where you can buy almost everything.
So, did you buy anything?
Oh, yes. I bought some little gifts for my friends, and I got a couple of scarves.
I'm not sure I'd enjoy that kind of holiday.
What do you mean?
When I go on holiday, I prefer hanging out on the beach. It's much more relaxing.
Unit 4. Grammar. Exercise 7.
And here are the answers to the quiz. We all know that Asia is the biggest continent in the world, followed by Africa. But did you know that North America is the third largest continent in the world? This means that it's bigger than South America.
And of course, at 17 million square kilometres, Russia is the largest country in the world. That's twice the size of Canada, which is the second largest country.
And now for the animal facts. The most dangerous animal on the planet is not the snake or the shark, but the tiny mosquito, because it carries diseases. The African elephant can weigh up to 8,000 kilos, so it is the largest and heaviest land animal. But the blue whale is the heaviest living animal. It can weigh around 150 tons. That's 150,000 kilos. I wouldn't like to share my home with a howler monkey. They're much louder than parrots or lions. In fact, they are the noisiest animals on Earth. You can hear them from up to 5 kilometers away. The slowest moving fish is the seahorse. It would take this fish about an hour to move 15 meters. As for the fastest fish, tuna are one of the fastest fish. Some tuna can swim at 80 kilometers per hour, while killer whales can swim at 55 kilometers per hour. Great white sharks can swim at 40 kilometers per hour, so they're faster than dolphins, which can swim at 30 kilometers per hour. You've got some answers about places, haven't you, Abby?
Yes, I have. Did you know that the busiest train station in the world is in Tokyo, Japan? Around 1 million people travel through Shinjuku Station every day. And if you like diving, then you should go to Y40 Deep Joy in Italy. Its deepest point is nearly 40 meters, which makes it the deepest diving pool in the world.
And finally, Antarctica is the coldest, driest, and windiest continent. On the 21st of July, 1983, the temperature was minus 89 degrees centigrade. That's the lowest temperature ever. And it only rains or snows 200 millimetres a year there. The second driest continent is Australia, where it rains 600 millimetres a year. That's all for now.
Unit 4. Pronunciation. Exercise 8. 1.
I wouldn't like to share my home with a howler monkey. They're much louder than parrots or lions.
2.
Great white sharks can swim at 40 kilometres per hour, so they're faster than dolphins, which can swim at 30 kilometres per hour.
Unit 4. Grammar. Exercise 4.
I come from New Zealand. I live in Katikati, which is a town about 6 hours away from the capital, Wellington. There are only about 4,000 people there. It's tiny. My town is amazing because it's also an open-air gallery. There are paintings on the walls, sculptures everywhere, and other artwork. Katikati is a very nice place to live because it never gets too crowded, and because it's a small town, it's extremely safe. It's also very easy to get into the countryside to go walking, fishing, or even hunting. Sometimes I find living here quite boring. I'd like to live somewhere bigger, with a more lively nightlife, and with more cinemas, shopping centres, and sports centres.
Unit 4. Listening, Part 3. Exercise 3.
You will hear a woman talking to a group of young people about the bushcraft courses she organises. For each question, write the correct answer in the gap. Write 1 or 2 words or a number.
I'm here to tell you about our bushcraft courses. Since 2007, we've been teaching people the necessary skills to stay alive in the wild by using the things around them. So, what are weekend courses like? On Saturday morning, your guide will pick you up for your adventure in front of the station and drive you to our main office. First, you'll need to repack your backpack with just the essential equipment, and then it's time to walk to the forest camp. The first lesson is how to use the equipment. For example, you will learn how to hold a knife properly so that you don't hurt yourself or others. The next job is building your own hut. It doesn't need to be beautiful, but it will be your place to spend the night as it will get cold. But don't worry, your guide will have an emergency tent for the group to sleep in if necessary. You'll learn how to catch a rabbit, although I can't promise you'll be lucky enough to get one. If you do, I'll show you how to prepare it and we'll have it for lunch. We'll also go fishing in the river, but whatever we catch there, we will have to put back into the water. Those are the rules in this area. Over the rest of the weekend, you'll learn how to find drinking water, use the stars and moon to navigate and check the clouds for rain or a change in temperature. Please visit our website for more details, but if you have any specific questions, please email me on justina@bushcraftskills.com. That's JUSTYNA. Or, if you prefer, you can telephone us. Our number is 01773 442256. There's someone in our office from Monday to Friday from 10 to 5.
Unit 4. Speaking, Part 3. Exercise 1.
Someone from work has just got back from an absolutely fantastic holiday in Paris. They stayed in an apartment in the city centre, and they did loads of sightseeing. He said the art museums were amazing, better than the museums here. Why don't we all go to Paris for our next holiday?
Oh, Dad, not more museums. And don't you think Paris will be really crowded? I'd like to go somewhere quieter. We could hire a camper van and go camping. My friend Dan went to a park in the USA and he says it's one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Not camping again, please. We got really wet last time. That was the worst holiday of my life. What about trying a new sport like surfing or snorkeling? It would be so much fun. Yeah, let's do that. Please.
But snorkeling is as dangerous as surfing. I'm not sure I fancy doing either of those two sports.
OK, what do you suggest?
Well, how about a cruise?
Why do you think we should choose that?
Because there's so much to do, and we don't need to plan where we're going to stay or what we're going to do. It's all done for you.
What can you do on a cruise? Surely a city break is more interesting than a cruise.
No, not at all. There are loads of different things to do. There are swimming pools and gyms, cinemas and organised entertainment. And then when you wake up in the morning, you're in a new place. I think that's a lot more exciting than other types of holiday.
That sounds perfect.
I agree.
OK.
Unit 5. Listening, Part 2. Exercise 3.
For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. You will hear a young woman talking about taking part in a singing contest.
What did you think of the judges' scores?
Well, I thought I'd sung pretty well, certainly nothing to be ashamed of. But I must admit, they were lower than I'd expected. I knew then that I had little chance of beating the others, but at least I'd done my best. For me, that's the most important thing.
Yes, definitely. So do you think you'll try again in next year's contest?
Yes, if I can. I might not win, but I think I could do better than this year.
2. You will hear two friends talking about camping.
I'm going camping in the mountains on Friday.
That'll be great fun, especially with the hot weather we're having right now. But the temperatures there can really drop at night, even in summer. You'd better put a jacket and a thick sweater in your backpack instead of lots of things to eat. You can always get a tasty meal in one of the local villages. Where exactly will you be going?
Up by the lake.
It's beautiful there, isn't it? But perhaps it'd be best to put your tent up somewhere else. At this time of year, the mosquitoes there are awful. They never stop biting.
3. You will hear a boy talking to his friend about a literature exam.
You've got that literature exam next week, haven't you? How's the revision going?
I thought I'd be getting tired of it by now, but your suggestion that I should watch films of the books we have to study has made it more interesting, and I understand the stories better. Usually, just before an important exam like this one, I feel really worried about what could go wrong on the day. This time's quite different, though.
That's great to hear. I'm sure you'll do really well on Monday morning. Good luck.
4. You will hear a girl telling a friend about studying abroad.
Did you enjoy your month abroad?
Yes, I was in a small town in the countryside. The lessons were good, even though the rest of the class were younger than me, and we didn't have much in common. I had a lovely room in the house where I was staying. The couple I was staying with were kind to me, but they had a busy social life and I hardly saw them. So I went to the main square where all the shops and cafes are and made friends there. We had a great time hanging out and chatting.
Five. You will hear a boy telling his friend about how he travels to school.
I see you're using your bike every day now instead of coming to school in your mum's car.
Yes, I've been doing that since the beginning of term. Actually, she still goes right past school on her way to work, so it's not about protecting the environment, spending less on petrol or anything like that. It's just that I realised I was spending nearly all my time sitting down, in class and at home, and I thought I'd better do something about it.
That's a good idea. Maybe I should do the same.
Six. You will hear a girl talking to a friend about going shopping.
So, how was your shopping trip yesterday? I imagine the city centre's pretty crowded on a Saturday morning at this time of the year.
Yes, there were lots of people walking in the streets, and the department store was full of customers too. I don't mind that, but I wasn't happy about having shop assistants trying to sell me stuff when all I wanted to do was look at things on the shelves. I noticed they were bothering other customers too. If they carry on like that, their shop won't be full much longer.
Unit 5. Speaking, Part 1. Exercise 3.
Who do you most enjoy chatting to?
To my friends, especially my best friend Gia, who goes to a different school from me. We always have so much to say to each other. How about you?
Yes, to friends too, and also to my cousin, Antonio. He's about the same age as me, and we get on really well, so we spend a lot of time talking to each other. How do you usually chat? By phone?
Quite often, but sometimes we text, especially when it's difficult to talk aloud, for instance, if I'm in the library. And you?
Mostly on Instagram, if I've got an internet connection, of course. And it doesn't cost anything to post messages, which is great. I can't do that at school, though. When can you chat to people?
In the evenings, mainly. After I finish my homework and I can relax. I think that's the best time. What about you?
Oh, I can't wait that long. I check my messages and reply as soon as I get out of school. It's usually to make plans for the evening or just to catch up with what's going on. What do you most like chatting about?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Sure. What do you most like chatting about?
Well, Gia and I often give each other advice. For example, if I'm worried about something, I ask her what I should or shouldn't do, and she might tell me what I could do. I think that's very important. Do you agree?
Yes, I do. That's what friends are for. But other times they tell me about something funny that's happened, and we laugh, and I think that's good too. What do you think?
Oh, yes, definitely. It's not good to be serious all the time.
Unit 5. Pronunciation. Exercise 6. A.
I can buy another one.
B.
I can't afford that one.
C.
I could meet you at 5:30.
D.
I couldn't live without my phone.
E.
I should get up earlier on Sundays.
F.
I shouldn't go to bed so late.
Unit 6. Starting off. Exercise 2.
Nick, I'm doing a school project about television, and I'd like to ask you some questions.
Sure.
How much TV do you watch?
quite a lot actually. When I get up, I often watch a bit of a series on my mobile while I'm having breakfast or finishing my homework.
Oh, do you watch TV when you're studying? I can't concentrate when the TV's on.
When I'm studying hard for an exam, no, I can't watch TV at the same time. But when I'm doing something easy or finishing an exercise, I leave the TV on. I like the noise in the background.
Have you got a TV in your bedroom?
No, I don't, but I don't need one. I mainly watch TV on my mobile or tablet.
Ah, that was my next question. How do you watch TV?
As I said, mainly on my mobile or tablet. I watch sports programs on the TV in our living room, but for everything else, I watch it online. I think I mostly use websites like YouTube.
And do you think that TV is too violent?
I'm not sure, to be honest, because I don't really like those sorts of programs. I prefer comedy series, wildlife documentaries, and even cooking shows, and none of those are violent.
Do you ever go to the theatre or to the cinema?
My parents love going to see plays, but I find them a bit dull.
Well, that's all my questions. Thanks, Nick.
Unit 6. Grammar. Exercise 1.
Have you seen The Lion King yet?
Do you mean the musical?
Yeah, we've got a spare ticket for the Friday show. Fancy coming? Please. We've been good friends for 3 years, but we haven't been to a show together since last summer.
Yes, I know, but I've already seen it. I saw it with my cousins last month, but I'd love to do something else with you. How about Saturday? I haven't seen the new Robin Hood film yet. Everyone's talking about it, and it's on at the cinema near us. Have you seen it?
Afraid so. I saw it last night with my mum. Let's have a look at the guide to see what else is on. What about Carmen? It says here that it's an incredible show with dancing and live music. Sounds good?
Carmen? Fantastic idea. I've just learned how to play one of the songs on the violin, and my sister is learning to sing one of them too.
Oh no, it's not an opera, is it? I don't fancy that.
Why don't you come round to my house on Saturday and we can watch a film?
And why don't I get a pizza on my way to your house?
Unit 6. Listening, Part 1. Exercise 3.
For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. What would the girl like to try on?
Excuse me, could I try on one of the jumpers in the window, please?
Sure. Do you mean one of the striped ones? They'd look good on you.
I was actually thinking of a plain one. Have you got it in a small?
I think so. I'll check. Did you want it with a V-neck?
I'd rather have a round one.
OK, I'll just get it for you to try on.
2. Where has the boy left his keys?
Mum, I think I've lost my keys. Have you seen them? I thought I put them in my jeans pocket, but they're not there now.
Not again. You were wearing your coat just now. Have you checked all the pockets? You usually leave your keys there.
I've looked in all the pockets. Was I carrying my backpack when I came in?
I think so. I bet they're in there.
You're right again, Mum.
3. What did Karen buy last weekend?
Did you have a good weekend, Karen?
Yes, I did, thanks. On Saturday, I went to the new shopping centre with my mum. She wanted to get a dress for the summer.
Did she buy one?
They were all the wrong size. Then she tried on loads of tops.
What about the red one you're wearing? Is it new?
Yes, isn't it lovely? She didn't like the colour, so I got it instead.
So she didn't buy anything, but you did.
That's right. It'll go with that skirt I got for my birthday.
4. Which one is Sarah's cousin?
Did you manage to get your cousin something for her birthday?
Don't ask. We got her some earrings in the end, but then we found out that she never wears jewellery.
Oh no! I thought that girl over there with long hair and huge earrings was your cousin.
That's my sister. But they look alike, don't they? They even used to have the same length hair.
Has your cousin had it cut?
Yeah, but she says she's going to grow it long again.
5. Where did Dave get his trainers?
Nice trainers, Dave. Have you just been to the new sports shop?
Yeah, it's a great store with some amazing bargains. I bought some trainers there last week, but they weren't the right size, so I had to take them back. Then one of my friends suggested looking in the market, so I did and found these. They fit perfectly.
My mum keeps telling me to look on the web. She buys everything there.
She's right. You know the boots I wore to the party? I got them online.
They're really cool. Were they expensive?
6. What's the latest time visitors can buy a ticket today?
You have reached Lansdowne Art Museum. We're sorry that there's no one to take your call right now. If you are interested in seeing the Photographer of the Year exhibition, the ticket office is open from 9 a.m. to 5:30. You need to leave the museum at 6:45. But remember that last admission to the gallery is at 5:45. Thank you for calling.
7. What sorts of TV programs does the girl like watching?
You look tired. Did you go to bed late last night after the football?
I think my brother was watching the match in his bedroom. I don't even care who won it, to be honest. I watched this comedy instead about two men who get lost in a department store.
I saw that. I haven't laughed so much for ages. Wasn't the ending good?
Well, I'd kind of lost interest by then. I'd much rather watch a wildlife documentary.
Oh, I didn't think you liked those sorts of programs.
Unit 6. Pronunciation. Exercise 5. 1.
Oh, I didn't think you liked those sorts of programs.
2.
Oh, I didn't think you liked those sorts of programs.
3.
Oh, I didn't think you liked those sorts of programs.
Unit 6. Speaking. Part 3. Exercise 4.
Now, in this part of the test, you're going to talk about something together for about 2 minutes. I'm going to describe a situation to you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
A school would like to celebrate its 50th anniversary with a special event. Here are some events the school could organise. Talk together about the different events the school could organise and say which would be most popular with students. All right? Now, talk together.
Let's start with the photography exhibition. I think it would be a great idea. The school could collect pictures and photos from now and the past. It would be really interesting.
I agree. Students could see how things have changed.
Yeah, for example, my mom used to wear a school uniform and she says it was awful. They wore striped blue and white shirts with skirts for girls and trousers for boys.
That's right. I wouldn't like to wear a uniform now. Let's talk about another one. What about a concert? Everyone loves music and everyone could take part. What do you think?
I'm not sure about that one. Some people like rock music and other people hate it. And have you thought about the noise?
Perhaps you're right. Shall we talk about the student fashion show?
Okay, I think the fashion show is a great idea. Students could put on their favorite clothes and there could be prizes.
I'm not very interested in fashion, I'm afraid. We haven't talked about the picnic yet. Do you think it's a good idea?
Perhaps, but if it rains, they won't be able to eat outside, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. That leaves the talent show and the disco. Well, you know lots of people love dancing, but do you think everyone would enjoy it?
I don't think so. I can't stand discos. How about the talent show then?
I'm not sure I understand. How would it work?
You know, each class can perform something different. One class could sing and do a dance, for example.
Oh, I see. But remember, some people don't like dancing.
You're right. Well, what do you think? Shall we choose the photography exhibition?
Yes, I think that's the best idea. Do you think...
Thank you.
Unit 7. Listening, Part 4. Exercise 2.
You will hear an interview with a girl called Olivia, talking about her experience of travelling through a snowstorm with her parents. For each question, choose the correct answer.
Today, I'm talking to Olivia Richardson, who was in central Italy when over 2 meters of snow fell in 24 hours. Where exactly were you, Olivia, when that happened?
Near Capricotta in the mountains. There'd already been some light snow and we stopped for a quick meal before carrying on to a crossroads. But there we took a wrong turning and got completely lost. Then, while we were trying to decide how to get back to the main road, some really heavy snow started coming down.
Was that frightening?
At first, I was quite certain it wouldn't last long. It was March in Italy, so I wasn't worried. Of course, it was rather annoying we'd gone the wrong way, but I couldn't blame Mum and Dad because it had been my idea, and we were still moving, but not very fast.
When did you have to stop?
Well, it was getting quite difficult to see, and we nearly crashed into a parked car. There was more and more snow on the road, so when we tried to go up a steep hill, the wheels started going round really fast, but it was so deep, the car just wouldn't move forwards. It looked as if we'd be stuck there, but we didn't have much petrol left, so we switched off the engine. Dad tried to phone for help, but couldn't get through.
How did you stay warm with the car heater?
That meant having the engine on, so we only used it a bit. Instead, we got all our jumpers, trousers and socks from our suitcases and wore them all night. We were still frozen, though, and wished we had some coffee or tea with us.
So you spent the whole night inside the car?
Yes. My mum had managed to contact the emergency services. They knew our location from our phone signal, and they advised us to stay in our vehicle until help could be sent the next day. That's what we did. But by then, the snow was starting to cover the car completely, so we cleared a space next to the doors in case we needed to get out.
How did you get moving again?
The rescue vehicles didn't get there until the afternoon. They'd called to ask if we needed an ambulance, and luckily we didn't. So they just cleared the snow and led us along the road back to the main road. We then drove to the nearest village. There we stopped for an enormous hot meal of roast fish and pasta with cheese. The most delicious I've ever tasted.
Unit 7. Grammar. Exercise 1.
Look at the rain, Owen.
Yes, I know. I'm hoping it'll stop soon, but I don't think there's much chance of that.
No. The weather forecast said it's a big storm, so it's going to rain for hours. What time do you have to be at the station?
I'm meeting Jason and Mark there at 8:30 in the cafe near the main entrance. The train leaves at 8:45.
It's quite a long walk to the station, isn't it? And it's 8:15 already. Look, I'll ask my mum to take you in the car.
Thanks.
Unit 7. Vocabulary. Exercise 2.
Next week, I'm going to Australia. I'm arriving in the north, so first I'm going to stay overnight in Darwin. My guidebook says it's an interesting city, so I think I'll do a bit of sightseeing there. Then I'm getting the train to Alice Springs, right in the middle of the country, where I'll spend the night at a campsite. The next day, I'm hoping to get a lift down the main road. I'm taking all my things in a backpack so that I don't have to carry a heavy suitcase around. About 200 kilometres south of Alice, I'll reach a crossroads where there's a signpost that says Uluru 247 kilometres. Uluru is also known as Ayers Rock, one of the most amazing sights in the world.
Unit 7. Grammar. Exercise 1.
Hi, Leon. Toby here. I'm really pleased you're coming to our new house next week. The quickest way here is by train to the city centre, which takes an hour and is usually on time. Then you can get on the number 64 bus to Edgeley, getting off by the stadium. From there, it's a 15-minute walk. Or if you don't feel like walking, you could jump in a taxi and ask the driver to take you to the end of Valley Road. When you get out of the taxi, you'll see our place right in front of you. See you soon.
Unit 7. Speaking. Part 2. Exercise 2.
Well, it shows a white and blue plane at an airport, and there are also a lot of people. I can see the windows and open doors of the plane, one of its wings, and an engine. There are people getting off the plane, and they're on the thing that goes down to the ground. There's one of these at the back of the plane, and I think there's another one at the front. There are some people walking past the plane and talking to each other. At the front, there are 2 girls, teenage girls. The taller one's wearing blue clothes, and she's carrying a kind of little case, and maybe a backpack too. I don't think the one dressed in grey is carrying anything. Behind the plane, I can see a person who works at the airport, in a yellow jacket, next to the passengers' suitcases. They're on a thing with wheels that carries cases from the plane into the airport building. The weather looks too nice. Quite nice, because most of the people are wearing summer clothes. And although it's a British Airways plane, I can see the word Iberia. So I think the picture was probably taken in Spain.
Unit 8. Grammar. Exercise 2.
Hi, Christian. How are you?
Okay.
Your dad's got in contact with me because he says you're not very sure about your future. Shall we have a chat about it? What are your favourite subjects?
Well, that's not the problem. I am sure about my future. I'd really like to go to drama school. Everyone says I'm good at acting.
How old are you, Christian?
That's the problem. I'm only 15, so I'll need my parents' permission if I want to go to drama school. They say I have to stay at school until I'm 18. But if I stay at school until I'm 18, it will be too late.
Too late for what?
If I want to be an actor, I have to start training at an early age. So, if I don't start now, I'll be too old.
Maybe we should look at other ways of getting training. Have you thought about acting classes?
Yes, but I would have to give up football if I went to classes after school. That's why I think drama school would be a good solution. If I studied at drama school, I'd have enough time for everything.
Have your parents seen you performing on stage?
No, not for a long time. I wasn't in this year's English play because none of my friends were in it.
I see. Let's think about ways you can get some more acting experience. Have you thought about being a film extra?
What's that?
Unit 8. Grammar. Exercise 3. 1.
If I stay at school until I'm 18, it will be too late.
2.
If I want to be an actor, I have to start training at an early age.
3.
I would have to give up football if I went to classes after school.
Unit 8. Grammar. Exercise 7. 1.
I'll need my parents' permission if I want to go to drama school.
2.
If I don't start now, I'll be too old.
3.
If I studied at drama school, I'd have enough time for everything.
Unit 8. Listening. Part 3. Exercise 3.
You will hear a man called Bob Richards talking about how to get famous on YouTube. For each question, write the correct answer in the gap. Write 1 or 2 words, or a number, or a date, or a time.
Hi, Bob Richards here. About 1 billion people around the world use YouTube. While some people just watch videos, others upload around 300 hours of them a minute. That means that by the time I finish this introduction, there'll be 500 hours of new videos on YouTube. Have you ever dreamt of becoming a famous YouTuber? Here's my advice to get you started. Do your research. Find out what kind of videos people are into right now by searching for popular on YouTube, and then choose your style. Everyone loves watching animals doing funny things, and in fact, the first ever video on YouTube was a visit to a zoo. But the ones with the most likes are often music videos. Next, think about how you can make something bigger, better, and different. Something that you and the people you know would like to watch. Your audience will also want to get to know you. Avoid being a clown or a film star. Just act like yourself. Practice making very short, high-quality videos first. Tell your friends about your videos and ask them for their opinion. However, aim to upload at least 10 good ones before letting them know about your channel. People won't be impressed if you've only got a few videos there. Make sure you upload new videos at least once a week. Choose a day and let the people who follow you know. To increase the number of people watching your videos, your title can be as unusual as you like. As always, try to be a bit different, but make sure you have a description and it's clear. Many people give up after 2 or 3 months because nobody's watching, but attracting a large audience takes time, often 2 or 3 years. It's hard work, but definitely worth it.
Unit 8. Vocabulary. Exercise 1.
Hey, Will, is that you?
Carter, how's things?
Great. You know, I've been working on a new YouTube channel. Well, I'm looking for someone to present it. Would you do it?
Me? Sorry, I'm too shy. I'd be terrible. What would your perfect presenter look like?
You know, someone with an interesting face. He should be medium height, look around 16 years old, with long, straight hair. He should probably be good looking too.
There's John. He's got a great voice.
Yeah, but I think I'm looking for someone without a beard or moustache.
So no beard or moustache, right?
Right.
What about Robert? He's got that cool scar on his chin.
He's got blue eyes, hasn't he?
That's right, and everyone says he's honest and reliable. Do you want his phone number?
Unit 8. Speaking, Part 1. Exercise 1.
What's your name?
My name's Chiara.
Thank you. How old are you, Chiara?
I'm 14.
Where do you live?
I live in Italy.
Who do you live with?
I live with my parents and my sister.
Tell us about a teacher you like.
My favorite teacher is my maths teacher. He's tall, with curly hair. I like him because he's very patient and calm, and he explains things really well.
Now, what's your name?
My name's Celine.
Thank you. How old are you?
I'm 15 years old.
Thank you. Where do you live?
I live in Switzerland.
Who do you live with?
I live with my grandmother, my mom, and my 2 brothers.
How often do you use a mobile phone?
Sorry, can you say that again, please?
Do you often use a mobile phone?
Oh, yes. My mom says I use it too often. I use it for everything. It's my alarm clock. I check it for messages. And I also use my phone for the internet and to watch videos.
What's your name?
Akihiko.
Thank you. How old are you?
13.
Where do you live, Akihiko?
I live in Tokyo, in Japan.
Who do you live with?
I live with my mom and my dad, my grandparents, and my sister.
What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
I really enjoy playing sports. After school, I play table tennis with a team, and I also like baseball. I like reading books and watching TV too.
Unit 9. Listening, Part 2. Exercise 2.
For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. You will hear a girl telling her friend about running in a 20-kilometre race.
Why did you run in that 20-kilometre race over the weekend? To get fit?
Well, as you know, I do a lot of athletics training most weeks, so a single race wouldn't really make any difference. But my friend Julia, who keeps fit by running in other races like this, told me the winner gets £500. I thought if I could somehow manage to come first, I'd be able to give that to a good charity. So I went online, found the website and registered for it straight away.
Did you win?
I came second, but I still made £200 for charity.
2. You will hear 2 friends talking about a film they have just watched.
So what did you think of the film?
It was pretty good, I thought. It was quite long, but it was certainly more interesting than the last one we watched.
I don't know. I found it rather slow and a bit hard to follow in places. And I noticed a lot of people in the seats around us left before it ended.
Yes, they did. And it was a shame because they missed the best bit in the last few minutes. I really didn't expect it to finish like that.
That was quite a shock, wasn't it?
3. You will hear a boy telling his friend about his bicycle.
I think I've just seen an ad on the notice board for your bike. Are you really selling it?
Yes, it's in great condition and I should get a good price for it. Then I can get a brand new phone.
I'm really surprised. I often see you riding it when I'm going to school, even on cold winter mornings.
Yes, I know I'll miss it, but I won't get enough money to replace it with another one and buy a new phone. The screen on the one I've got is just too small, and it's damaged too.
Four. You will hear a young man telling his friend about a concert he went to.
I heard you went to the concert in the park on Saturday night with your family. How was it?
Well, it was a bit of a disappointment. The band didn't play any of their big hits, just a load of new songs from their latest album, and they seemed to go on for hours. Like a lot of other people there, we went home quite a while before the end, because it just wasn't interesting. The only good thing, really, was that the concert was free.
5. You will hear a boy telling his friend about his illness.
I saw you were off school at the end of last week, and someone said you were ill. What was the matter?
Yes, I had a nasty cough, a sore throat and a stomachache, but fortunately that's gone now.
So, do you feel better today?
I've still got a headache and I can't do much before I need a rest. Maybe it's because I wasn't eating properly until today. But at least I've got rid of the fever I had.
Good. Remember to keep warm and have plenty of drinks, especially hot ones.
6. You will hear two friends talking about their local sports centre.
There are definitely lots of things to do at that new sports centre next to the park.
If you like team sports or racket sports, yes. But there should be things like athletics and gymnastics too.
Their swimming pools are really good size though, and entrance is free for school students.
I should go more often because it's only about 10 minutes by bus from my place.
And even less from mine. Actually, I could walk there instead and save a bit of money.
If we have enough time, let's go next weekend.
Unit 9. Vocabulary. Exercise 1.
I had a nasty cough, a sore throat and a stomachache.
Unit 9. Speaking, Part 4. Exercise 1. 1.
You may be right, but...
2.
I'm not really sure about that.
3.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
4.
I don't think so because...
5.
That's not the way I see it.
6.
I don't agree at all.
7.
That's true.
8.
I think so too.
Unit 10. Grammar. Exercise 2. 1.
On today's program, we're going to learn how to make chicken burritos from Mexico. First of all, mix the chicken together with salt, pepper and chili and then fry it. Don't cook it on a high heat or the burrito will be rather dry. Next, boil some rice until it is just soft. Then prepare the other ingredients.
2.
Everyone loves Japanese sushi, and this is actually something you can make at home quite easily. Wash 1.5 cups of sushi rice and then boil it for 12 minutes. Next, decide on your ingredients. Use cucumber, carrot and tuna for your first sushi rolls, and then try other things.
3.
Masala dosa is a vegetarian breakfast dish from South India. To make it at home, buy the dosa from an Indian supermarket and fill it with spicy boiled potato. Don't forget to serve your dosa with lassi, an Indian yogurt drink.
Unit 10. Listening, Part 1. Exercise 2.
1. What will Natalie buy for the picnic?
Have we got everything we need for the picnic?
Hang on, let me check. Do you know what? We haven't got any bread.
You're joking. I'll get some from the bakery on our way there. No, I've got a better idea. I'll cycle down to the supermarket now and I'll buy another bottle of water too. I'll also get some crisps while I'm there.
Unit 10. Listening, Part 1. Exercise 3.
Please don't get any more snacks or chocolate. We've got plenty. We need some cups, though. Could you buy some?
Sure.
Unit 10. Listening, Part 1. Exercise 5.
For each question, choose the correct answer. 2. What did the girl take to the party?
Hi, Katie. How was the party? Did everyone like the biscuits you made?
I didn't make them in the end. I baked a cake instead. But then I phoned Melanie to see what time her party was, and she mentioned that her mum had already made a huge chocolate one. So I bought a couple of pizzas on the way, and we ate those at the party.
What a shame. You spent ages in the kitchen. Perhaps we can have it for dessert today.
3. What food will the boy try?
And I've just got a few minutes left to tell you about a new program where we send young people around the world to try local dishes. Today, Paul's in Milan, Italy, where a delicious dish is on the menu. It's a plate of mixed fried fish and will make a change from his usual favourite of steak and chips. Then next week, his sister's going to Granada, Spain, to try a famous Spanish dish, a cold soup made with tomatoes, peppers, and cucumber.
Four. Where did the girl go yesterday?
Hi, are you doing anything later? We're going to the early afternoon performance of that new spy film. The reviews are incredible. Do you want to come?
Oh, I saw it yesterday with my family. My mum wanted to see a play, but we didn't fancy it. It was too long, and there wasn't an interval.
Would you recommend the film then?
Oh, yes. It's brilliant, but I don't think I want to see it again. Are you going to the concert tomorrow? It's going to be amazing.
Five. What do the students need to bring for their sports lesson?
Great work today, guys. Now listen carefully, because as you know, tomorrow we're going to the indoor climbing wall at the sports centre. Remember to wear comfortable clothes, and a tracksuit is much better than shorts. The sports centre will provide you with a helmet and a pair of climbing shoes. Your hands may get a bit sore, I'm afraid, but it really isn't a good idea to wear gloves because you won't be able to hold on to the wall properly. I'll bring plenty of plasters just in case.
Six. What activity did the boy do for the first time on holiday?
How was your trip to Egypt?
Great. We've just got back. We had an amazing time. We went diving on the first day and we took some beautiful underwater photos.
But you've done that before, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. And my dad also persuaded me to try water skiing. I'd never done that before, and by the end I was quite good at it. It was fun, but my favourite water sport is still windsurfing. Do you remember when we both tried that for the first time at summer camp?
Seven. Where has the girl been?
Sorry I'm late. I've been trying to find a present for my mum. I was on my way to the bookshop, but then I remembered it's closed today.
What did you get her in the end?
Well, I went to the art gallery to see if they had a nice picture in a frame for her, but I didn't really like any of them and they were quite expensive. I'm going to get her some earrings or a necklace from that new jewellery shop on the corner.
Unit 10. Pronunciation. Exercise 6.
I'm going to get her some earrings or a necklace from that new jewellery shop on the corner.
Unit 10. Pronunciation. Exercise 7. 1,
I baked a cake instead.
2,
It's a plate of mixed fried fish.
Unit 10. Vocabulary. Exercise 3. 1,
What have you done to your hair, Layla?
Oh, don't. I normally have my hair cut at Gabrielle's, but I wanted something different, so I went to that new place on the high street.
Oh no. Was it very expensive?
2,
Are you coming to the party tonight, Lewis?
I can't. I'm not allowed to go out.
Why's that?
I had a little accident on my scooter. My dad says it was my fault.
What about your scooter? You only got it last week for your birthday.
That's why my dad is so angry. We're having the scooter repaired and I'm going to have to look for a job to pay for it.
3,
Oh no, Charlie! That's cola you've spilt down my dress.
Oh, sorry, Vicky. It was an accident.
My mum's going to go mad. I had this dress cleaned last week for a party and it wasn't cheap.
Unit 10. Speaking, Part 2. Exercise 1.
Now, I'd like each of you to talk on your own about something. I'm going to give each of you a photograph, and I'd like you to talk about it. Luna, here is your photograph. It shows people shopping on a rainy day. Lydia, you just listen. Luna, please tell us what you can see in your photograph.
In this picture, I can see a lot of people outside. It's a rainy day and the people are shopping. The street is quite crowded. I can see many shops, for example, a mobile phone shop and a shoe shop. In the middle of the picture, there are two women. One of them is carrying something. I can't remember the word for this object. It's used for the rain. We open it when it rains. She is wearing a long black coat and black shoes. The other woman is wearing a coat and a red scarf, grey jeans, and boots. On her back, she's got... it's something like a bag. In front of them, there's another woman. She's wearing a blue coat. She's got two bags. One is on her back. It's made of leather. The other bag is black and it's enormous. It looks heavy. In the background, I think I can see some flags. I'm not sure.
Thank you.
Unit 11. Listening, Part 4. Exercise 2.
You will hear a young woman called Ellie
talking about a trip to southern Spain to see the Iberian lynx. For each question, choose the correct answer.
With me today is Ellie Johnson, who went to Spain with her friend Marta to see the beautiful Iberian lynx, one of the world's rarest wildcats. So, Ellie, which location did you choose and why?
A place with a stream next to the forest with plenty of rabbits. The huge fall in the number of rabbits is the main reason why the lynx is so rare, because an adult lynx needs to eat 3 rabbits a day. Marta knew the area, but I hadn't heard of it until TV showed photos of a lynx taken a few days before.
How easy was it to get there?
Well, it was summer and temperatures were really high during the daytime, so it made sense to set off really early, at 5 a.m. in fact, when it was still cool. The moon was bright, and we were pleased about that, because it's easy to go in the wrong direction in the darkness. The track was really challenging in places. It went up and down a lot. We didn't actually find it too exhausting, but it did mean we got to the stream later than we'd expected. Once we were there, we looked for somewhere to hide.
Where did you hide?
There was an empty hut nearby, but it was locked. So it looked like the best place was behind some large rocks. There was no shade there, though, so instead we lay down just inside the forest and waited. In fact, we waited there for ages. I was going to suggest leaving when suddenly we heard something running through the bushes.
What kind of animal was it?
Well, of course, we hoped it'd be a lynx, and we both grabbed our cameras, but it was just a frightened-looking little rabbit. Just then, though, another creature appeared running after it. It was grey and brown, about the size of a small cat. It was a young lynx.
I can imagine your excitement. What did it do?
Well, by then the rabbit was far away and the lynx's chance of catching it had gone, so it stopped and looked around, though it didn't notice us. We were so busy taking photos of that cute little animal that we didn't see a much larger one approaching. It was an adult female, and clearly the little one was hers. That was why it had stopped.
How long did you stay there?
The sun had almost set, but we stayed another hour, photographing them until we couldn't see anything. Marta wanted to stay overnight to see them again at sunrise, but we didn't have a tent, so we set off, reaching the hostel just before midnight.
Unit 11. Vocabulary. Exercise 4.
Scientists in Antarctica have used a new invention to help them study penguins close up. A tiny robot on wheels that looks like a baby penguin. The robot, similar to those used in the exploration of the Moon and Mars, provided lots of exciting new information about the birds. Scientists, working some distance away, controlled every movement the robot made, and it was immediately accepted by penguin families as one of them. The adults even sang to it, though to their great disappointment, the baby didn't reply. The scientists are now working on a new model with one important improvement. It will be able to play penguin songs.
Unit 11. Pronunciation. Exercise 6.
Bears and wolves were considered a danger both to people and farm animals.
Unit 11. Pronunciation. Exercise 7. 1.
A lot of fish are caught here.
2.
2 giraffes were seen near the trees.
3.
The moon was hidden by one small cloud.
4.
Cars aren't allowed in the national park.
5.
Rice is grown in the east of the country.
6.
A poem was written about this waterfall.
7.
The forest was partly destroyed by fire.
Unit 11. Speaking, Part 4. Exercise 2.
Well, there's lots you can do to save water. At home, for instance, you can have a quick shower instead of a bath. I read in an article that having a bath uses 80 to 100 litres of water.
Right. And when you're brushing your teeth, let's say, you should turn off the tap when you're not actually using any water, and do the same when you're doing other things, such as washing your hair.
Good idea. And it's important to check the taps are completely turned off, especially in places like schools. The article said that a tap which loses just 1 drop a second, for example, wastes 20 litres a day.
Unit 12. Grammar. Exercise 2.
Sonia, can you take notes today?
Oh, is it my turn to be secretary? OK.
Right. As you know, we have to decide what event we're going to organise to raise money for UNICEF. Any ideas? Yes, Adam.
OK. Last year, we organised a disco to collect money. We can organise a similar event again.
I think Year 10 are going to organise a party this year. Has anyone else got any other ideas? John?
Yeah, we've thought about organising a football match.
Another football match? There are matches here every Saturday.
In my sister's school, the students are going to play against the teachers.
But the teachers here wouldn't want to play football.
It doesn't have to be just teachers. Ellie's dad could play. He used to play football for United.
But how are we going to raise money?
The adults will have to pay to play.
Sounds good. Anyone else? Nina?
Yes. Look at everyone. We're all using our phones right now. How about something like a technology-free day?
A technology-free day? How does that work?
The idea is to have a day where we can't use any technology. We won't use any screens, internet or phones.
And the money?
People will sponsor us not to use technology. We'll turn off the electricity and hold some special technology-free events instead, like storytelling or a picnic.
Thanks. Right. Think about the suggestions and don't forget the meeting tomorrow. We'll take a vote then.
Unit 12. Grammar. Exercise 4.
Hi, Sonia. Sorry I didn't get to the meeting yesterday. What did you decide?
Oh, hi, Lisa. There's going to be another meeting today at 1 p.m. to take a vote. We have to think about the 3 suggestions.
What 3 suggestions? Did anyone take notes?
Yeah, I was the secretary. I've got them written here. Let me see. Oh, yes. Adam said that they had organised a disco to collect money the year before, and they could organise a similar event again.
But isn't Year 10 going to organise a party?
Yes, that's what Helen said. Then John said they had thought about organising a football match.
Not another football match.
Well, not exactly. He said in his sister's school the students were going to play against the teachers. He also said that it didn't have to be just teachers. It could be any adult, like Ellie's dad who used to play football. John said the adults would have to pay to play.
You said there were 3 suggestions, didn't you?
Yes, the third came from Nina. She pointed out that they were all using their mobiles then. She suggested a day when they wouldn't be able to use technology at all. She said people would sponsor them and they would turn off the electricity and hold some special technology-free events instead.
Good idea.
Unit 12. Listening, Part 3. Exercise 4.
For each question, write the correct answer in the gap. Write 1 or 2 words, or a number, or a date, or a time.
Let me tell you about an app design competition which will take place in Lisbon, Portugal from the 6th to the 7th of June.
All you need to do is fill in an online form by the 1st of June. If your application is accepted, you should hear from us before the 4th of June. On the day, you can take part alone or join one of the teams. You'll need to choose one of the challenges from a list of 4 and create an app which solves a problem. Last year's challenges were connected to the environment. For example, one of the challenge winners created an app which finds the nearest recycling bin for the rubbish you want to throw away. All I can say about this year is that the challenges have something to do with communication. The rest is a secret. The competition judge is blogger Fran Madison. That's Maddison. She presents the Apps programme on Channel 7. Her latest book, Apps Are Me, will be on sale soon. There are some amazing prizes. There's €1,000 and a tablet for the best app for each challenge. The 4 winners will then compete in the final for the first prize, which is an unbelievable trip to California. You won't be able to bring your own food into the event, but reasonably priced refreshments will be available. You'll be able to hire headphones and chargers. You mustn't forget your laptop, but you'll be able to hire headphones and chargers there. And finally, if you can't make the conference centre in Lisbon in June, consider the Grand Hotel in Prague in October. There'll be more information about this event on our website at the end of August. Now, any questions?
Unit 12. Grammar. Exercise 1.
I'm sure some of you have got questions about this unusual event. Yes, you in the front. Can you say your name first, please?
Hi, I'm Emily. Can I choose the members of my team?
Good question. And yes, you can choose up to 3 other people to join your team. However, each person will need to make a separate application. Who's next? Yes?
Hi, Catherine. My name's Peter, and I've got a question. Do we need to pay anything to take part?
Another great question. Yes, there's a fee of €5 per person. This is to show us that you're really interested in the event. Anyone else? Yes, you over there in the red and white t-shirt.
I'm Connor. This all sounds brilliant. How do we register for the competition?
It's easy. As I said before, you can do it all online. Log in to our website and fill in the application form. I think you're next.
Hi, Catherine. I'm Samir. What do we do if we have technical problems?
Interesting point. If you have problems with applying for the event, please get in touch with us. If you have problems on the day, our team will be available. However, it is up to you to make sure that your laptop is working well before the day of the event. Any more questions? Yes, you over there in the blue hat.
Hi, I'm Charlotte. What are the prizes?
Full details of the prizes are on our website.
Unit 12. Grammar. Exercise 4.
What does the app do, Emily?
It's an exam organiser app, Cindy. You put in where your exams are, how much you need to study for each subject, the topics you need to study, and the app creates a study plan for you.
That could save some time. Does it do anything else?
Yes, Harry. It tells you when to take a break and have something to eat too. It also recommends different types of physical exercise, and the alarm reminds you to get enough sleep. It's a bit like one of those fitness watches, but for schoolwork.
Can I use it to share stuff with my friends?
Yeah, and that's the most useful thing, I think, Phil. You can make study groups so that you can ask questions, share notes, tips and ideas, and generally help each other.
Fantastic! Where did you get the idea from?
Well, Diana, one of the competition challenges was called Efficient Study Through Communication, and I thought of this idea. I never thought we would win, though.
That's amazing, Emily. But will the app do my exams for me?
That would be unfair, Lily.
Unit 12. Speaking, Part 1. Exercise 1. 1.
Anton, how do you get to school every day?
8 o'clock.
Do you walk to school every day?
Bus.
Thank you.
2.
Eleni, tell us about your best friend.
My best friend is Maria. She's tall. Her hair is long and straight. She is very nice. I like her.
Thank you.
3.
Victoria, how often do you use the internet?
I'm sorry, could you say that again, please?
Do you often use the internet?
The internet. I use it every day. When I wake up, I check Facebook on my phone. At school, we go on the internet to look for information. And then when I do my homework, I often use the internet to check my answers. I also use it to listen to music and to watch films. I couldn't live without it.
Thank you.
Unit 12. Speaking, Part 1. Exercise 4.
Good morning. Can I have your mark sheets, please?
Of course. Here you are.
I'm Janine Rogers, and this is Michelle Johns. What's your name?
My name's Victoria.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
Thank you. What's your name?
Eleni.
How old are you?
I'm also 14.
Thank you. Eleni, where do you live?
I live in Athens, which is the capital of Greece.
Who do you live with?
I live with my family.
Thank you. And Victoria, where do you live?
I live in Montpellier, which is a small city in France.
Who do you live with?
I live with my mother and my brother.
Thank you. Victoria, how often do you use the internet?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say that again, please?
Do you often use the internet?
The internet. I use it every day. When I wake up, I check my Facebook page on my mobile. At school, we go to the internet to look for information, and then when I do my homework, I often use the internet to check my answers. I also use it to listen to music and to watch films. I couldn't live without it.
Thank you. Eleni, tell us about your best friend.
My best friend is Maria. She's tall. Her hair is long and straight. She is very nice. I like her.
Thank you. Now, I'd like each of you...
Unit 12. Grammar. Exercise 2.
Good afternoon. I'm a journalist for Channel 13 and we're doing some research into communication amongst young people for a TV programme. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about how you use social media.
Sure. What would you like to know?
Firstly, could you tell me what your name is, please?
Yes, it's Bradley Jones.
Thanks, Bradley. I'd like to know how many different kinds of social media you use.
I don't use as many as most of my friends, or my sister even. I suppose I mainly use Instagram and Snapchat.
Really? Could I ask you what you use each one for?
Yes. I use Instagram to see what people are up to. It's also great for following famous people. Snapchat is good when you're out somewhere and you want to send a photo to your friends.
And now for the last question. We're also interested in whether young people know about some of the dangers of using social media. Do you have any idea what some of the dangers are?
I think so. Do you mean things like not giving too much information to strangers and being careful about who can see your photos?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for your answers, Bradley. They're all very useful for our research.
Unit 12. Pronunciation. Exercise 5. 1.
Could I ask you some questions?
2.
What's your name, please?
3.
How many different kinds of social media do you use?
4.
What do you use each one for?
5.
What are some of the dangers?
Unit 12. Pronunciation. Exercise 6. 1.
I was wondering if I could ask you some questions.
2.
Could you tell me what your name is, please?
3.
I'd like to know how many different kinds of social media you use.
4.
Could I ask you what you use each one for?
5.
Do you have any idea what some of the dangers are?
Speaking Bank. Speaking, Part 1. Exercise 1.
What's your name?
My name's Maria.
What's your surname?
It's Moretti.
Where do you come from?
I come from Rome, in Italy.
Do you work or are you a student?
I'm a student.
Speaking Bank. Speaking, Part 1. Exercise 2.
What did you do yesterday evening?
Yesterday evening, I went to the cinema with some friends. I often watch films with my friends because we all enjoy the same kinds of films.
Do you think that English will be useful to you in the future?
Yes, I think it will be very useful. I want to work for an international company, so I hope I'll travel to different countries with my job, and I'm sure I will need English.
Tell us about a place you would like to visit in the future.
I'd love to go to New York one day because it looks such an exciting city. My uncle lives there, so I hope I can go and visit him soon.
Can you describe your house or flat?
My flat is quite small because I just share it with one friend. The kitchen is very small, but the living room is quite big. Also, it's got a balcony, and I really like sitting there in the evening.
What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Well, I'm quite into sport, so I do quite a lot of sport in my free time. For example, I sometimes go running in the evenings, and I often play tennis at the weekend. I also like spending time with friends. My friends are very important to me.
Speaking Bank. Speaking, Part 1. Exercise 5.
Tell us about your English teacher.
My English teacher is called Mr. Adams, and he's from Manchester. He's really funny, and I like him because he always makes our lessons interesting. I think he's a really good teacher.
Would you like to live in a different country?
I'd like to visit different countries, for example, the United States or maybe Australia, to get some experience of what life is like there. But I wouldn't like to for long because I'd miss my family and friends at home.
Can you tell us about your hometown?
My hometown is Barcelona in the northeast of Spain. It's a big city and there are lots of beautiful buildings which are very famous. I like it because it's very friendly and there are lots of cafes where you can meet your friends. Also, it's on the coast, so you can go to the beach in the summer.
How do you usually travel to school or work?
I usually catch the bus to school. It takes about half an hour for me to get there. I'd prefer to walk, but it's too far for me to walk every day.
What did you do last weekend?
On Saturday, I played football for my team. We usually have a match every Saturday. Unfortunately, we didn't win last week. Then on Sunday, I met my friends and we went to the beach because it was very hot.
Speaking Bank. Speaking Part 2. Exercise 1.
The picture shows two teenagers playing basketball outdoors. I think they might be in a car park or something like that. It isn't a very attractive place because there are no flowers and there isn't any grass. It's a cloudy day and it doesn't look very warm because one of the boys is wearing long sleeves. The two boys are at the front of the photo in the middle, and at the back we can see a basketball net and some buildings. They look like garages or sheds, something like that. On the left, you can see some houses in the background. The boys aren't actually playing a game, but they're practicing. One of the boys is wearing a stripy top with a hood, and he's holding the ball above his head. He seems to be aiming for the net, which is quite a long way away. The other boy, who's short and has dark hair, is running forwards. I think maybe he's going to catch the ball. I guess the two boys are probably friends because they don't look like brothers.
Speaking Bank. Speaking Part 2. Exercise 3.
The picture shows some people who are traveling by bus. There are two women at the front of the picture, on the left. They're smiling, and one woman is showing the other one something on her phone. On the right, there's an older man. He's looking forwards. I'm not sure what he's looking at, but maybe he's thinking about where to get off the bus. In the background, at the back of the bus, there's a man. He's standing up, and I think he's talking to another passenger.
Speaking Bank. Speaking Part 2. Exercise 5.
The photo shows two people sitting in a living room in a house, a teenager and an older man. I think they're probably father and son. The teenager, who's on the right, is wearing a pullover and jeans, and the older man is wearing a blue shirt and jeans. He's got grey hair. The sitting room looks quite modern, and the sofa looks very comfortable. In the background, on the left, you can see some photos on a table. On the right, you can see some books. They might be watching TV because you can see that they're looking at something. And there is a remote control or something like that on the sofa on the right. They're eating something from a box. Some kind of a takeaway? It looks like pizza. They seem to be quite relaxed. I guess they're probably having a relaxing evening at home.
Speaking Bank. Speaking Part 3. Exercise 1.
So, shall we start with the book? What do you think about that idea?
I'm not sure. Some people enjoy reading, but a lot of people don't like it. and it's difficult to choose a book for someone else.
I agree with you. And I don't think flowers are a good idea because they're a bit boring, in my opinion.
That's true. In my opinion, people buy flowers if they can't think of any other ideas. Would a t-shirt be a good idea? Most people wear t-shirts.
Well, I don't really like it when people buy me clothes because I prefer to choose them myself.
Okay, so not a t-shirt. Would a concert ticket be a good idea?
Yes, I think that's a great idea. Everyone loves listening to live music.
No, I disagree. There's only one ticket, and I don't think it would be fun to go to a concert on your own.
Yes, you're right. But there are 2 cinema tickets, so maybe they might be a better choice.
Yes, I agree they would be a good choice. So, what else is there? I think a mug is boring, and chocolates seem quite a cheap present. What do you think?
Yes, I agree. And I'm sure she'd love to get a necklace, so that's a possibility.
Okay. So, it's time to decide. What do you think?
Well, I would say either the cinema tickets or the necklace. Do you agree?
Yes, but the necklace might be too expensive. So maybe we should choose the cinema tickets. Are you okay with that?
Yes, good idea. We'll go for that one then.
Speaking Bank. Speaking Part 3. Exercise 4.
So, shall we talk about the barbecue first? I think it's a good idea. A barbecue is relaxing and everyone can enjoy it. What do you think?
Yes, I agree with you. The only problem is that someone has to organize everything, like buying the food and cooking it. So it's quite a lot of work. In my opinion, eating in a restaurant would be better, because no one would have to cook.
Yes, that's a good point. But a meal in a restaurant might be too expensive for some people. What do you think about going to watch a football match?
Well, it would be perfect for me because I'm a football fan. But I don't think it's a good idea for a class celebration because not everyone likes football.
That's true. So, would the beach be a good idea? Everyone likes going to the beach. Do you agree?
I'm not sure. What if the weather's bad?
Yes, you're right. The beach is great if the weather's good, but it's really boring if it's raining. So, what else is there? I don't think hiking is a good idea because some people might not be fit enough to enjoy it.
Yes, I agree. What about going to a theme park? I'm sure people would enjoy that.
Yes, that's a good idea. There are different rides too, so not everyone has to go on the really scary ones. It's definitely more fun than a boat trip. That would be really boring, in my opinion.
I agree, because on a boat, you're just sitting there for a few hours, but I prefer to be active.
What about the zoo? That could be fun. And there are things to do indoors if it's wet.
Yes, that's true. And everyone loves animals.
So, it's time to decide. I would choose the theme park or the zoo because I think everyone would enjoy them.
Yes, I think the theme park would be more fun. So I would choose that.
Okay, we'll go for that one then.
Speaking Bank. Speaking Part 4. Exercise 1.
Who do you most enjoy buying presents for?
Let me see. I would say my cousins. One is 14 years old and the other is 12. I love buying presents for them because there are so many fun things that you can choose for children, like toys or games. What do you think?
Yes, I agree with you. And it's also fun buying presents for children because they're always so excited when they open them. I've got a cousin who's 10, and I really enjoy buying things for him. He's really into football, so it's easy to find things he likes. It's great.
Which people in your family are the most difficult to choose presents for?
That's an interesting question. My dad is definitely the most difficult to choose presents for. He never seems to want anything, and he doesn't have any hobbies, so I usually end up buying him something really boring, like socks. Do you agree that it's difficult to buy things for your parents?
Yes, I completely agree. It's much easier to buy things for people your own age because you know what they like and what they're interested in.
Do you like receiving money instead of presents?
That's a difficult question. It's sometimes nice to receive money because then you can buy something you really want, or you can save up to buy something bigger, like a new tablet. What do you think?
I'm not sure about that. When it's my birthday, I usually get money from 3 or 4 relatives. And it's good because I can use the money to buy something more expensive for myself. But in my opinion, it's a bit boring if you don't get any presents on your birthday, just money. Do you agree?
Yes, I do. I love getting presents, but I think when it's relatives who don't know you very well, it's better to get money. Because sometimes they can give you things you don't really want.
That's true. I prefer to get money from people who don't know me very well, but it's nice to get presents from people who know what I like.
Speaking Bank. Speaking Part 4. Exercise 5.
Would you like to have more social events with your class?
Yes. I think that more social events would be great because it would be an opportunity to get to know other students in the class better. I would like some trips to the cinema or maybe visits to other towns and cities. What do you think?
Yes, I agree. I think it would be fun to have more social events, and in my opinion, it would also help us to study. Because it's easier to study when you're with people that you know because you're more relaxed. I agree with you that trips to the cinema would be fun because then we could talk about the films together.
Do you think watching sports events can be more fun than taking part?
I'm not sure about that. I love sport, and in my opinion, it's always more fun to take part than to watch. When you play a game like tennis or football, for example, you really want to win. So it's very exciting, and it encourages you to make an effort and do your best. Do you agree?
Yes, I do. I'm really into sport too. And I agree that it's exciting when you play a match and you really want to win. But when I watch my favorite football team, I also want them to win, so that's exciting too. I also love watching really good players who are much better than me.
Yes, that's true. It's exciting to watch good players, but I would still prefer to take part.
Do you prefer cooking a meal for friends or eating out in a restaurant?
I think it depends. I enjoy cooking and I often cook meals for a few friends. But if I want to have a big meal with a lot of friends, I prefer to go to a restaurant. What do you think?
Yes, I think you're right. It would be very stressful to cook a meal for 15 or 20 people. But cooking for a few friends is fun, and it's nice because you're at home and you're relaxed.
Yes, I agree with you. The only problem is that you have to do the washing up.
That's true. I think it's only fun if you have a dishwasher.
English for Spanish speakers. Travel. Exercise 6A. Listen and say the words. Then practice saying the pairs.
Berry. Very. Best. Vest. Boat. Vote.
English for Spanish speakers. Travel. Exercise 6B. Listen and tick the sound you hear. 1,
Mobile.
2,
Driver.
3,
Travel.
4,
Beach.
5,
Lovely.
6.
Bus.
English for Spanish speakers. Telling stories. Exercise 2B. Look at the corrected words in Exercise 2A. How is the GH pronounced in each word? Is it silent or is it pronounced f? Listen and check your answers. 1,
Through.
2,
Although.
3,
Enough.
4,
Thought.
5,
Light.
6,
Flight.
7.
Rough.
English for Spanish speakers. Communication. Exercise 3B. Listen and say the corrected sentences in Exercise 3A. Focus on the sound w in the words starting with W. 1,
Let me know which day is best for you.
2,
Give my best wishes to your parents.
3,
Don't forget to bring some water with you.
4,
Did Wendy tell you when she's arriving on Friday?
5,
He was wearing jeans and a white t-shirt.
6,
The cafe is near the park where we used to play football.
English for Spanish speakers. Communication. Exercise 5A. Listen and tick the word you hear. 1,
Heard.
2,
Word.
3,
Bed.
4,
Turn.
5,
Fast.
6.
Hurt.
English for Spanish speakers. Communication. Exercise 5B. Listen and say the sentences. Focus on the sound in the underlined words. 1,
Have you heard from Laura?
2,
What's the word in English?
3,
Look at that bird.
4,
Turn the page.
5,
Today is the 1st of August.
6.
Was anyone hurt?
English for Spanish speakers. Friends. Exercise 4B. Look at the pairs of words in Exercise 4A. Which words are pronounced the same and which ones differently? Listen and check your answers. 1,
2, 2,
2,
buy, buy,
3,
things, thinks,
4,
no, now,
5,
exited, excited,
6,
though, thought,
7,
quite, quiet,
8,
whole, whole.
English for Spanish speakers. Education. Exercise 5A. Listen and say the words.
School, Spain, speak, spell, square, students.
English for Spanish speakers. Free time. Exercise 4A. Listen and say the words.
Words with short vowel sounds. Sit. Pull. Hop. Hat.
Words with long vowel sounds. Seat, pool, hope, heart.
English for Spanish speakers. Free time. Exercise 4B. Do the underlined words contain a short or a long vowel sound? Write S for short or L for long. Listen and check your answers. Then read the sentences aloud, focusing on the underlined words. 1,
Let's go to the pool.
2,
One piece or two?
3,
Shall we watch TV?
4,
Shut the door.
5,
Do you believe me?
6,
Push the button.
7,
Which one?
8.
See you soon.
English for Spanish speakers. People and places. Exercise 7. Are these plural noun endings pronounced s, z, or is? Tick the correct sound. Listen and check your answers. Then say the words, focusing on the endings. 1,
Beaches,
2,
parents,
3,
days,
4,
churches,
5,
businesses,
6,
boxes,
7,
countries,
8.
nights.
English for Spanish speakers. Personal feelings and opinions. Exercise 7A. Listen and say the words. Focus on the difference between the final sounds n and ng.
Final sound n. Thin, win, sun, ran.
Final sound ng. Thing. Wing. Sung. Rang.
English for Spanish speakers. Personal feelings and opinions. Exercise 7B. Listen and underline the word you hear. 1,
Thing.
2,
Sun.
3,
Rang.
4,
Bring.
5,
Winning.
6.
Bank.
English for Spanish speakers. Personal feelings and opinions. Exercise 7D. Listen and complete the sentences with the words you hear. Pay attention to spelling. 1,
I think it's wrong to keep animals in zoos.
2,
Personally, I don't like writing things by hand. I'd rather type.
3,
In the modern world, language skills are becoming more important.
4,
It seems more women are studying science at university than a few years ago.
5,
One thing that really annoys me is people dropping rubbish.
6,
Some of my friends are planning to move abroad to find work.
7,
Nowadays, more young people are choosing not to eat meat.
8,
Lots of people go travelling before they start university.
English for Spanish speakers. Making arrangements. Exercise 10A. Read the dialogues. Underline the word you think will be stressed in sentence B. Then listen and check your answers. 1,
Are you going to Bilbao next Monday?
No, I'm going next Tuesday.
2,
I'll see you at the bus station at 4:30.
No, we need to be there at 4:15.
3,
Steve is going to book the hotel, isn't he?
No, I think Christina is booking the hotel.
4,
Your apartment is on the first floor, isn't it?
No, it's on the second floor.
5,
I'll send you the report on Wednesday.
Sorry, but I need it by tomorrow.
Complete Preliminary for Schools Workbook by Caroline Cook. Published by Cambridge University Press and Cambridge Assessment English 2019. This recording is copyright. Unit 1. Listening, Part 2. Exercise 1. For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. You will hear a boy and his mother talking about his school books.
Mum, where shall I put my old school books from last year? I've hardly got any space for them all, so I need to get rid of some.
Well, they are sometimes useful when you want to check something, but Harry's mum asked me if we could let him have them this year. You know he's in the class below you.
That's not a bad idea. I can always borrow one back if I need it.
All right, just put them in the cupboard in the hall for the moment, and I'll call Harry's mum to pick them up.
OK, Mum.
2. You will hear a boy telling his friend about helping at home.
Hi, Luke. Shall we go into town this morning?
I'd love to, but my mum wants me to help her move stuff. She's clearing out the garage and she can't do it by herself. We're going to look through all the old boxes of photos and toys. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what's there. It would be quicker if Jack helped, but he says he has to study for an exam at a friend's house.
Yeah, my brother's always got an excuse too.
I think it is true this time. We can meet tomorrow, OK?
3. You will hear two friends talking about a trip.
Hey, Pete. Are you coming on the trip to the mountains tomorrow?
Well, I told Mr. Brown I could go, and I even bought some new walking boots,
although I think they're a bit small, so I'll have to change them. But my parents won't let me go.
Why not?
They're away for the weekend, so they want me to stay with my aunt. I got the wrong day when I told them about the trip, and now I can't change anything.
That's a pity. Get those boots for the next time.
I will.
4. You will hear two friends talking about a TV series.
I saw that new series last night. It was amazing.
I know. It's really interesting, isn't it? The family situation is quite true to life. In fact, they're a bit like my family sometimes.
You're not serious. They have too many problems to be true. But I agree the brother and sister play their parts really well.
Yeah, I think they're convincing. I'm looking forward to the next episode. I want to know what happens in the end to their friend who disappeared.
I reckon the sister knows where he is.
We'll see if you're right next week.
5. You will hear two friends talking about a house.
So, how's your new house?
Well, it's okay. My sister and I have got our own rooms, and my dad has put a gym in the garage. You know, with an exercise bike and other machines.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, but I prefer going out on a bike. And now we live on a busy main road. I can't just ride down the street with friends like I did when we lived in our old house. But at least I can walk home for lunch.
That's good. I have to eat that horrible school food.
6. You will hear two friends talking about a new video game.
What do you think of the new game?
It's great. I got to the 4th level, and I managed to build a castle to protect my soldiers.
Did you? I can't get past the 3rd level. What do you have to do to move up?
The trick is to collect the bricks at the beginning. Then you'll have enough to make a bridge in the 3rd level so that you can cross the river.
Ah, I thought collecting gold coins was better.
I think that's important for the next level.
Unit 2. Listening, Part 1, Exercise 1. For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. What subject does the boy want to study at university?
It's really hard to decide what to study at university because I like science a lot, especially doing experiments. But my history teacher is brilliant this year and I've really enjoyed everything we've done with him. Anyway, in the end, I think IT is the future. I mean, there are more jobs working with technology than jobs which involve knowing things about the past, so that's what I've chosen.
2. Where is the girl's physics book?
Dad, have you seen my physics book? I think I left it on the kitchen table last night, but it's not there now.
You know you should get your school bag ready in the evening. Where were you studying yesterday?
In my room, but then I decided to read on the sofa downstairs for a while.
Look, here it is, under the cushion.
3. When is the chemistry exam?
Hi, Danny. I'm just phoning you because I was ill yesterday and I missed the chemistry class. Did the teacher say when the next exam is?
Yes, he wanted us to do it next Tuesday, but there's a school trip that day, so he changed the exam to the end of the week.
Oh, that's great. If it's on a Friday, we'll have more time to study.
Right, it's in the 2nd class. Don't forget we've got to do our biology presentations on Thursday morning as well.
Oh, no.
4. Which after-school activity is most popular?
There's a wide range of activities to choose from in our after-school clubs. You can join the art and design group. There are plenty of spaces in that one, and it's a friendly group. Or there's computer programming, but that might be difficult to get in because more students have already joined this year. If you like sport, we've also got a multi-sport group. They do a different sport each term, but the more unusual ones, like badminton or squash.
Five. What did they do when it started to rain?
How was your trip to the mountains, Jenny?
It was great at first. It was really hot, and we found a fantastic place to have lunch under some trees. But in the afternoon, the weather changed, and it began to rain really hard. It was a long way to the car, but we found a cave where we waited for it to stop. The sun came out again on our way back, so we didn't get wet at all.
6. What was the first prize in the competition?
Now we have good news for the students from Oak End School. The winner of our nature photography competition this year is Mark Young from Year 10. His school will be presented with a video camera for his photo of sunlight on the trees in the playground. The second prize, which is cinema tickets, goes to Freddie Lawson's class in Green Hill School for his photo of a snail. Thanks to all the schools that took part. They will all receive a certificate.
7. Why did the boy go to bed late?
You look tired, Sam. Did you go to bed late last night?
Yeah, I was watching that TV series about detectives in New York when my brother phoned.
The one who lives in Australia?
That's right. He didn't remember that it was late for us, but anyway, we were talking until after midnight.
Is he okay?
He's having a great time, although he's working hard in a restaurant every evening.
Unit 3. Listening, Part 4. Exercise 1. For each question, choose the correct answer. You will hear a radio interview with a young magician called Megan.
Today, we're going to talk to a young woman with a very exciting hobby. During the day, she works in an office, but in her spare time, she's a very talented magician. Tell me, Megan, how did you become interested in magic?
Well, my interest in magic began when I was only 5 years old, when I got a magic game as a present. After seeing a magician at a birthday party when I was 8, I knew that this was what I wanted to do. My friends used to call me Magic Megs, and I became a member of a magician's club to learn more.
What did you learn in the club?
Of course, I learnt lots of new tricks, but also I realised that girls didn't do magic because everyone in the class was a boy. I was amazed. I used to practice for hours every day, and I was really proud when I came second in the Young Magician of the Year competition when I was 16. No girl had ever won this competition at the time.
So, do you work as a magician now?
Not often. It's not easy to earn enough money working as a magician, and I do have other interests apart from my work and performing. I studied animal conservation at university, and I work during the day in an office, helping with environmental projects. I can't do many shows because it takes me ages to prepare and practice for each one.
What kind of magic do you do?
Well, I like to combine magic with another of my hobbies, dancing. I've loved this since I was a child as well. Some magicians talk a lot when they're doing magic, but I prefer to do my act with music, and I like wearing fantastic costumes and makeup.
And what does your family think about your magic?
My parents have always supported me, although my mother often used to get bored of seeing the same tricks again and again. That's probably the reason why she decided to put my name down for a magic club to learn something new. But neither of them have ever said I was doing the wrong thing.
So, are you happy with your life now?
Well, I'll worry about the future when it comes. I won't ever give up magic, but I love my job too. There's something magical about nature, perhaps more than any trick I could do. In both cases, I feel I'm doing something good, making people happy when they see me perform and helping protect the world we live in when I'm at work.
Unit 4. Listening, Part 3, Exercise 1. For each question, write the correct answer in the gap. Write 1 or 2 words, or a number, or a date, or a time. You will hear a guide talking about tours of a film studio.
This week, we have 3 different tours for you to try. They are all based on films made in these studios. First, there is Maxie's Time Machine Tour, especially popular with our younger visitors. It takes an hour, and later in the day, there is an optional 15-minute documentary about the different locations in the film, with fantastic scenes of mountains in Scotland and the old city of York. On this tour, you will see the inside of the house where Maxie lived, and the magic bed she used to travel in time. You can also go on a train ride with 3D glasses to travel in time yourself. Another exciting tour is to the Native American camp that was built for the film The Totem Men. This tour takes 30 minutes, and you go into tents where you watch actors cooking, making clothes, and preparing to hunt, showing you how families lived at that time. Finally, our most popular tour is the 45-minute visit to the science fiction world of Ricky Ranger. You will love this tour because you can see inside Ricky's spaceship and meet some of the team that made the film. They will explain how the fantastic robots in the film were created using the latest Japanese technology. If you want to complete your day with a meal, visit our Oakwood cafeteria. We serve healthy salads and burgers every day except Mondays. On Wednesdays, there's a special offer of 2 pizzas for 1. Don't forget to visit our gift shop to pick up a free poster. And we also sell a wide range of T-shirts for children and adults. Finally, you can collect the photos of your visit from the office by the entrance. We look forward to welcoming you to the studio soon.
Unit 5. Listening, Part 2, Exercise 1. For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. You will hear 2 friends talking about a sports centre.
I went to the new sports centre last week. Have you been?
Yes, I think it's amazing. There's lots to do and it's not too expensive.
The classes aren't that cheap. I wanted to do karate, but I don't think I can afford it.
Still, there's lots on offer and the booking system is so efficient, it's easy to sign up for whatever you want.
That's true. I also met some of the trainers who were very friendly.
But the receptionist is a bit rude, don't you think? She didn't smile once and ignored me when I asked for information.
2. You will hear a girl talking to a friend about moving home.
Hi, Amelia. I haven't seen you for ages. Are you enjoying living in Oxford?
Well, it's not bad. The house is nice, and I'm lucky because my sister got the small bedroom, so mine's fine. The garden's quite big too.
Have you seen your friends much now you're in a different area?
You know, before we moved, I thought that might be a problem, but it's very easy to get around. We're right next to the station, and there's a direct train back to my old town, so I needn't have worried. We all met up last weekend, which was fun.
3. You will hear a boy talking to a friend about a website.
Hey, Jasmine, you know that biology project we have to do next week?
Yeah, I'm worried about where to get information. It's not easy to find what we need.
Well, I think I've found the perfect place. It's a site for students with pictures we're allowed to download for school.
Great! So we can use those for the presentation. What about the text we have to write?
The website can help with that too, because there are sections about nearly all the animals in our project.
So we only have to find a bit of information somewhere else?
That's right.
4. You will hear a boy talking to his mother about a basketball match.
Hi, Jake. How did the match go?
Oh, Mum, it was disappointing, really.
Why? What happened?
Well, we started okay and I did some good passes, but then the coach changed me for another player and I spent nearly the whole match sitting on the bench. He said I couldn't play anymore. I thought he was angry with me.
Oh, dear. I'm sure he wasn't. But did your team win?
Only by 2 points. We usually do much better than that. We need more points to be at the top and play in the final.
5. You will hear 2 friends talking about a party.
The party at Leo's house was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had a great time. Good food, good music, and you know I love dancing.
I know. You didn't stop most of the evening. It was tiring just watching you.
Well, I did talk to people too. Did you chat to Lucy? She told me all about her family trip to India last year. It was fascinating.
No, but I met a boy from Germany who's here for a month, staying with Kevin.
Oh, I could have practiced speaking German with him.
You were too busy dancing.
6. You will hear a girl telling a friend about a board game.
My cousins came over yesterday and brought that new board game. You know, the one everyone is crazy about.
Oh, yeah, it's great. I played it at Ryan's house all afternoon last Sunday.
That's the problem. It takes hours to play it, so you can't do anything else, and people take ages to decide their next move while everyone else just waits. Still, they're all trying to distract each other by chatting about different things, which is quite funny. My cousins have been playing it for the last month, so they're real experts, but I had to really concentrate.
Unit 6. Listening, Part 1. Exercise 1. For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. Which program did the boy enjoy?
I saw a great program on TV yesterday.
It wasn't that new cartoon, was it?
The Japanese one. I would like to see that. I'm really into cartoons. But actually I meant something else. It was a competition to see who could make the best cake, but the people in it had to explain what they were doing at the same time. Sometimes they made terrible mistakes.
So you learned something as well?
Yes, the winner could answer all the questions about how to do it.
2. How much did the tickets cost?
Did you get the tickets for the concert?
Yes, I got them online. They were quite expensive, and I didn't want to get the £30 seats, but there were none of the cheaper ones left.
I thought they cost £20. That's what the advert said.
I know, and that was all the money I had. My dad lent me some money, so now I have to give him £10 back when I get my pocket money.
Never mind. It'll be worth it.
3. Where does the girl prefer to watch the football match?
Are you going to watch the match on Saturday? I've got tickets for the game.
I'm not keen on watching it live because you can't see so well and it's cold at the moment. Anyway, I've already told Ollie that I'm going to watch it at his house. He's got a big screen TV, so we can see it really well there. Last time I tried watching the final on my computer, but my internet connection isn't good, so I missed the second half.
How annoying.
4. Which shirt does the boy buy?
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a present for my brother. I think he'd like a shirt.
What about this one? We've got it in all sizes.
Well, he doesn't like stripes, and I think it's too formal. Have you got anything with short sleeves?
There's this one that has 2 colours, or this other plain one.
Have you got the plain one in a small size?
I'm sorry, we haven't. We may get some more soon.
It's for tomorrow, so I'll take the other short-sleeved one then.
5. Who is the boy's history teacher?
Look over there, Mum. There's my new history teacher.
Where? Is he the one with glasses and a black jacket standing by the school gate?
No, he's much older than that. Remember, I told you he's been teaching for years. He's the one with the beard and glasses.
Oh, yes. He's talking on his phone.
Yeah, so we shouldn't interrupt him. You can meet him another day.
Oh, that's a pity. I wanted to ask him about your exam.
Mum?
6. What has the girl forgotten?
Hi, Mum. It's Laura. I'm on the coach with the rest of the team, but I've got a bit of a problem. The thing is, I think I've left my swimming costume at home. I remember seeing it on the bed with my towel, but I don't remember putting it in my sports bag. I looked in my bag to check I'd got my ticket, and that was when I realised. Is there any chance you could bring it to the pool for me? Please, can you call me as soon as possible?
7. When did the concert finish?
Isabel, why are you so late home? It's nearly 11 o'clock. I thought we agreed no later than 10:30.
I'm sorry, Dad. They had a problem with the sound system at the concert, so it didn't end until 10, and then I had to wait half an hour for the bus. Luckily, I was with Hannah, so I didn't have to wait on my own.
OK. Well, go to bed right now. You have to get up early tomorrow.
Unit 7. Listening, Part 4. Exercise 1. For each question, choose the correct answer. You will hear an interview with a boy called Luke who is going to spend time in the desert.
Good morning. Today we're going to talk to Luke Price, who has come to tell us about his plans for this summer. Luke, I've heard that you're going to the desert.
Yes, I'm going to spend 2 weeks in Morocco with my dad to help in a camp in the Sahara Desert. He's a nurse, and he's going to give classes to the nurses there about ways to keep things clean without using too much water. They're building a new medical centre and want to train doctors and nurses to work there.
And what's your job going to be?
Well, I'm the official photographer. My plan is to take photos and make a video about the building work and the classes. We want to show people back home what's happening there and try to raise money. I'll start from when we get off the plane, although the longest part of the journey will be overnight in a lorry, so I don't suppose I'll be able to do much then.
And will you need a lot of equipment?
Not really. My uncle has lent me a video camera. It works better than my phone. And I've got a great digital camera that Mum gave me. I'll have to be careful though, because it might be hard to charge the batteries. I think the power is only on for a few hours in the evening.
Will you need anything else? If it's hot, you won't need heavy clothes.
Well, it does get quite cold at night, so I'll have to take a warm jacket. But I won't have many clothes. It's more the heat of the day that worries me, because we have to wear long-sleeved shirts to protect ourselves from the sun.
What about food?
I've heard that Moroccan food is delicious, but the desert area is very dry and not much grows there. Most of our food will come with us in the lorry, so we don't use what little food the local people have there.
So, are you excited about the trip?
Of course, but I'm a bit nervous as well. I'm really not sure what it'll be like. It'll be my first time abroad, in fact, but my dad's friend has told me the people are really friendly, even if they don't all speak English, and if you don't mind not having a comfortable bed, then it's an amazing experience.
Unit 8. Listening, Part 3. Exercise 1. For each question, write the correct answer in the gap. Write 1 or 2 words, or a number, or a date, or a time. You will hear a boy giving a class presentation about a teenage girl called Michaela who helps to protect bees.
Michaela Ulmer was born in 2004 in the United States, where she lives with her parents and her brother Jacob. When she was 4, she had a bad experience with bees. She was frightened every time she saw a bee, but her mum helped her to understand that bees aren't bad. She and her brother soon learnt that bees are actually amazing creatures. Michaela found out that bees might disappear in the future. She decided to raise money to give to people who help save bees. So she made lemonade with natural ingredients, mainly lemons, of course, to sell. She got the recipe from her great-grandmother and used honey to make it sweet, which is much healthier than other sweeteners. Her customers were friends and neighbours, and she first sold the lemonade at children's business fairs. But her parents were surprised when one day a shop asked if they could buy her lemonade to sell at their stores. After this success, she was determined to set up a business, and her family decided to help. Michaela is the boss of the company, although her parents help with managing the business, and her brother is the photographer. Apart from running the company, she also helps other young people who have great ideas and gives them classes about how to start a business. Like any teenager, she likes spending time with friends, but she makes sure that school comes first, as well as spending time with her family. She only works in the lemonade business in the evenings, at weekends, and in the holidays, as she has to travel a lot for it. She also started the Healthy Hive Foundation, which is focused on education, preservation, and bee research. It supports courses which teach people how to look after bees and works to reduce the use of products that are dangerous for bees. Without bees, some plants can't grow, so it's extremely important that we take steps to save them.
Unit 9. Listening, Part 2, Exercise 1. For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. You will hear a boy telling his friend about basketball training.
Hi, Josh. What happened to you last Monday? You didn't come to training.
Yeah, I'd had flu all week, but I was feeling better and I thought I'd go. Then I got a message from Joe about the maths test the next day, and I realised I needed to study because I'd missed the last 2 classes. It didn't help though. I still had a pretty bad headache, so I couldn't concentrate and I failed.
Oh no! Are you coming tomorrow? My mum can give us a lift if you want.
That would be great, thanks.
2. You will hear 2 friends talking about a table tennis competition.
You know there's a table tennis competition at the youth club. Do you want to be my partner?
I'm not sure. You're much better than me.
Oh, come on. We might have a chance to do well. Anyway, it's not about winning. We'll all play a few games and there's food and drink. Everyone from the club will be there.
I haven't seen some of them for ages, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, and I'm bored with just hanging out in the park, so it'll be good to do something different.
3. You will hear a girl telling her friend about a football match she went to.
Hi, Lizzie. How was the match on Saturday?
Well, it was okay, but I was a bit disappointed.
Why, what happened? Did your team lose?
Yes, but that wasn't the problem. It was raining the whole match too, but luckily we had seats under cover so we kept dry. The thing is, my brother had invited one of his friends to come with us, and he spent the whole match shouting in my ear. I couldn't concentrate on the game and nearly missed the goal our team scored.
What do you expect at a football match? Maybe you should watch it on television next time.
4. You will hear 2 friends talking about a trip to a science museum.
So, what did you think of the trip?
Well, I had a good time in the end, but I thought the section on robots would be better. I have to do a presentation on them, but I'll have to get more information on the internet to do that.
I've got loads of ideas for my presentation on space travel, luckily. That guide made it more exciting than just looking at the displays all the time, because I didn't think they were organised very well.
True. It wasn't always easy to see with those lights, but she did make it fun anyway.
5. You will hear a boy talking to his mother.
Hi, Mum. I'm home.
Where have you been? I was getting worried.
I'm really sorry. I had a problem with my phone. I put it in my coat pocket and left it in the locker in the changing room when we went to play badminton. Then Harry's mum gave me a lift to the station and we were halfway there when I remembered my coat. By then it was too late to go back because the sports centre had closed. Plus the train was late and no one would let me use their phone to call you.
6. You will hear 2 friends talking about going skiing.
Hi, Alicia. Guess what? I'm going skiing this weekend. What do I need to take?
Well, warm clothes, especially gloves and a hat. I don't think you need to get any expensive equipment until you know if you like it or not. You can rent skis quite cheaply.
I'm scared I might break a leg or crash into someone and hurt them.
Don't worry. If you don't mind falling sometimes, beginners always do, and just relax, you won't hurt yourself. As for other people, if they can ski better than you, then they have to move out of your way.
Unit 10. Listening, Part 1, Exercise 1. For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. What was the man unhappy with at the restaurant?
You know, I don't think I'll go back to that new restaurant again.
Why's that? I heard it was quite good.
Well, actually, the food wasn't bad. We had some delicious chicken and chips, but the service wasn't great. They took ages to bring our meal, and when we complained, the waiter said he was very busy. When we finally got the bill, it wasn't too expensive, but we'd been there for 2 hours.
2. Where is the girl going?
Hi, Dad. I'm just calling to let you know my plans. You know I wanted to go to the concert this evening. Well, it's been cancelled, so Lily and I thought we'd go shopping. There's a new music shop in the shopping centre not far from the hairdressers where Mum goes. I want to get something for Richard's birthday. The thing is, it's raining a lot now. Can you pick me up outside the shopping centre at 8:30? Please?
3. What did the boy forget?
I didn't think it would be so hot today. I'm boiling.
You really should wear something on your head. The sun is very strong.
I know. I put my cap out next to my rucksack this morning, but now I can't find it.
Have you looked in the side pocket where you've got your water bottle?
Ah, yes, it's here. But my sunglasses aren't.
Well, the cap will protect your eyes a bit anyway.
I suppose so, but it's annoying I left them at home.
4. What does the boy want to borrow?
Hi, Zoe. How's things?
Fine. What a surprise.
Well, I'm calling to ask you a favour.
Yeah, sure. What is it?
Have you got a sleeping bag I could use? I'm going on a camping trip. My sister's lent me her cooking equipment, so I've got everything else.
I suppose so, but you will give it back, won't you? I think you've still got the torch I lent you 2 months ago.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. I'll give both things back after the trip, I promise.
5. How much will the woman pay for the meal?
That was an amazing meal. Let's get the bill, shall we?
OK. Excuse me, could we have the bill, please?
Here you are, sir. That'll be £45.40.
Right, so we'll pay half each? Let me do the maths. That's, £22.70 then.
I had a dessert, so I'll put in £5 more. Your share is £17.70.
That seems fair. It isn't expensive at all here, is it?
6. Where will the boy go first after school?
Do you want to come round to my house this afternoon? We can play my new computer game.
I'd love to, but I've got lots to do. Mum's picking me up straight after school because I have to go and have my hair cut, and she wanted to take me to the shopping centre before I do that to get me some new trainers.
What about later on then?
I'll ask Mum first. She might let me go out for a while.
7. Which film does the reviewer recommend?
There are 3 new films on at the Central Cinema this week. West Texas is a classic cowboy movie, but I was disappointed by the story, which had no new ideas. If you're a fan of science fiction, as I am, then you'll love The Time Traveller, with its adventures of a boy who finds himself living on the moon. The film Happy Day follows the life of a footballer, which some people might enjoy. I found it rather long.
Unit 11. Listening, Part 4. Exercise 1. For each question, choose the correct answer. You will hear an interview with a teenager from Bermuda called Magnus, who helps to protect the oceans and the wildlife in them.
Today, we're talking to Magnus Henneberger, a teenager who lives in Bermuda, an island in the mid-Atlantic. So, Magnus, when did you first become interested in the sea and marine wildlife?
Well, we'd been reading about it in class. Then, someone from an environmental organization came and gave a presentation about the amount of plastic in the ocean and what they're trying to do about it. I was really impressed and registered to become a member.
What was the first thing you did after becoming a member?
We had to go out on a paddleboard. That's like a surfboard on a lake. We attached a kind of net to the board and collected plants and pieces of plastic. These went to a laboratory to be tested in order to find out which things were contaminating the water.
What did you learn from this?
We found very small pieces of plastic called microbeads that are used in everyday things like toothpaste and skincare products. We think these won't hurt anything because we use them ourselves, but the plastic gets into rivers and is washed out to sea. This is very dangerous because marine animals, especially fish, eat them and sometimes die. And if humans eat contaminated animals, they can become ill as well.
What advice would you give people about helping to protect marine life?
I've actually started a campaign to tell people not to buy some beauty products. When you buy creams and liquids, check on the label that they are not made with microbeads. It's better to have skin that isn't as smooth than end up with no fish in the sea.
So, what has been your greatest achievement so far?
We have regular beach cleaning days, and I think we're beginning to make a difference. But I felt most proud when our local aquarium decided to display a sculpture I'd made from objects that I'd collected on the beach. Now, all the tourists that visit can see how we're polluting our planet.
And what do you want to do next?
Well, there are some charities which have some great environmental projects that I would love to take part in. But before that, of course, I need to get a degree in environmental science. Afterwards, I would love to come back to the island and carry on my work here.
Thank you, Magnus, and good luck.
Unit 12. Listening, Part 3. Exercise 1. For each question, write the correct answer in the gap. Write 1 or 2 words, or a number, or a date, or a time. You will hear a teenager called Gemma talking about a video-making course she went on last year.
It all began when I met a friend at the cinema, and she invited me to go to see her father at work in a TV studio. While I was there, the camera operator let me try filming, and it was amazing. So the next day, I went to a camera shop as soon as I got up to buy a cheap video camera. I wanted to learn more, so I persuaded my parents to let me sign up for a film course for teenagers. The course was every Saturday morning from 10 till 2. It lasted from September to May, with a break in December, and then we had some extra sessions in the afternoon when we reached the final month of the course. We worked in groups. I was with some really nice people, and we created videos about various things, like beauty tips and dance routines. We even filmed our own plays. We didn't need any experience or equipment. They had enough computers for us to share and cameras for each group. The only thing we had to bring was any special clothes we needed. I remember I borrowed several things from my aunt. At the end of the course, I got a certificate to show I had learnt basic video production skills, and we did a show for our families and friends so they could see the work we'd been doing. That was probably the best moment, when I could see how people enjoyed what we had created. I'd really recommend this course to anyone who wants to find out about making great video clips. I wasn't very good at dancing or speaking in front of the camera, but I'd like to improve my skills at using lights, so I'm sure I'll do another course soon.